I asked if you wouldn't mind reading maybe a short passage from one of Steinbeck's books, something
Yeah,
that just really resonated with you. What do you got for
yeah,
us?
absolutely. Well, you know, he's kind of telling two stories in the Grapes of Wrath, right? He's telling the story
Yeah.
of the Joad family as they're making their way from Oklahoma to California. But he's also kind of telling the story of the country at large. So he has these
Mm-hmm.
kind of
Mm-hmm.
like interlaced chapters where he kind of zooms out from the Joad family and kind of takes a look at what's going
Right.
on in the world. And in one
Right.
of those
Right.
chapters, he talks about kind of gives a word of warning and a word of hope. A word of warning to the rich and powerful who prey on the poor, and a word of hope to the poor. And he says
Mm.
this. This is I think in chapter 19. Yeah. He says the great owners
Okay.
with access to history, with eyes to read history and to know the great fact, and this is the great fact, when property accumulates in too few hands, it is taken away. And that companion fact, when a majority of the people are hungry and cold, they will take by force what they need. And the little screaming fact that sounds through all history, repression works only to strengthen and knit the repressed. The great owners ignored the three cries of history. And I just,
Man,
masterful. He kind of
masterful.
summed up human history and the cause and effect of injustice and oppression, and where it ultimately leads up to, because we see these cycles, right? And then he gives this word
Yeah.
of hope. And for the downtrodden, they if they get pushed down long enough and hard enough, they're gonna bounce back.
Such a poet, he's such a poet, right? Like, I mean, he does it in a very beautiful way, but
Mhm.
also it's a fine balance between the poetic, beautiful aspect and just telling the story like it needs to be told
Yeah,
straightforward. Yeah, it's just
absolutely.
wonderful.